softening and connecting with your feminine energy is not a luxury. It's an absolute necessity. And that's what I wish more women would know. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Zion. I am a womb guide, feminine embodiment facilitator, and trauma healing guide. And this is something that I see constantly and that I talk about constantly with my one-on-one clients and in the workshops that I host and just in conversation with women. It's something that I keep realizing more deeply in my own personal practice, in my own personal journey, how important it is to soften, to slow down, to actually listen. If we ever want to have feminine health, and when I say feminine health, I don't just mean physical health, of course, yes, womb health, physical health, emotional health, mental health, energetic hygiene. We can only have it when we're listening to our needs. We can only have it when we're creating a space of softness in our bodies, when we can really land in our bodies and in our feminine energy. As feminine embodiments, as women, we need to take care of our feminine energy. We need to take care of our needs. If we want to live in flow, in ease, instead of struggle, if we want to feel safe and not scared or tense, if we want pleasure, real deep pleasure that is not just sexual, but it's a state of living, it's being in connection with our senses, it's living from a place of ease. I am deepening so much into this new paradigm of living from a place of ease instead of struggling, because we try so hard to make things happen. We try so hard to create the relationships that we want, the life that we want, for things to go well. We try so hard even with our feminine energy. And feminine energy is not about trying hard. It's about finding the easiest way. It's about releasing resistance. It's about softening and surrendering. And that only happens when we feel safe. That only happens when we create enough space where we can just be. And this is something that women tell me all the time in my sessions. Wow. It feels so good to just be. I was having this conversation today with a beautiful soul sister client. That of course it feels so good to just be, because we have so much going on as women. We literally hold space for everything, the whole spectrum of emotions and states, from life to death, all 4 seasons. We are portals of life, of creation. So much is moving through us. We are like water. We are this portal to the divine, to the most mystical, powerful, deep, and unexplainable places. And just being and just witnessing and holding space for all of that is enough. And sometimes is the most productive thing that we can do, to do less, to slow down, to listen and witness. And so much comes into our awareness, and sometimes it does come into our mental awareness and we have deep insights and understanding. Sometimes it's something much more primal and subconscious that happens, but that we deeply need as women and as spiritual beings. We are spiritual beings. Human beings are not just body and mind. We are soul. And we're holding so much tension in our bodies. We're living from this overly masculine place. A lot of times we don't give enough priority to this need for softness. We don't even realize how important it is and how big of a shift it's going to create in our lives, in our wombs, in our relationships, in our relationship with ourselves. And that's what I want you to know today, that it is not a luxury, that you get to make time for you, that you get to feel good in your body, you get to have a beautiful menstrual cycle, you get to have a beautiful relationship with motherhood, you get to have beautiful relationships in which you are honored, respected, seen, and valued. You get to feel safe in your body. You get to feel a sense of empowerment and ease, and you get to feel secure in your softness. All of that is your birthright. And when we actually make a commitment, when we actually create space for our feminine energy, that's when all of it happens. We start to see the next step, and the next step, and the next step. Our bodies are constantly speaking to us, and when something's not in alignment, she will let us know. Especially if we haven't been listening to what our emotional guidance system is telling us, then our bodies are going to speak loud and clear. Menstrual pain, womb issues, PMS, depression, anxiety, emotional intensity, chaos. Of course, and how different would it be if we placed ourselves at the center of our lives? If we placed our wellness at the center of our lives, and if we understood what that means to each and one of us, because it's different to each one of us. But there's one thing that we all have in common, and it's that need to land in a safe space. And that safe space, first of all, it's got to be our own bodies. And that's why I love so much feminine embodiments, why I talk about it all the time. Because this body is an incredible gateway for so much wisdom, so much healing, so much power. There's so much medicine in our bodies. There's so much truth in our bodies. And sometimes it's the most simple things that we do connecting with our bodies that make the biggest difference in our lives. The body is always here. And the body is always giving us messages. Yes, no. And we just need to listen. But how are we going to listen if we are tense, always prioritizing other people or things we should do, instead of prioritizing our own alignment, instead of taking care of our feminine needs? Softening is not a luxury. And living from a place of ease is not a luxury. If you knew that there was an easier way, would you still choose struggle? That question keeps popping into my mind lately, all the time. And I catch myself asking myself, wait, why am I so tense? Why am I not listening? What's the next authentic thing I really need to do for myself right now? What's gonna make me slow down, sink in, sink deeper, feel secure right now? What do I need? What is easier for me now? And then I go do it. Because it's not just about realizing, but it's also about committing, taking action, and being willing to make changes in our lives. Our feminine health, our feminine alignment requires this commitment of ourselves. And feminine health is so intertwined with self-love. Our wombs are always moving us in the direction of self-love, of self-care, of self-respect and honor. And if there's one thing, just one thing, that I wish more women would know, is how important softness is. And how much it can change to create softness in our bodies, in our lives. How our womb health improves, our relationships, how we look at the world. What are we being informed by? Is it our environment? What moves us? And the way that we talk, that we walk, that we make decisions. Our anxiety, our depression, the people around us, our conditioning? Or are we moving through life in a conscious, intentional way? Are we moved from a place of alignment? Are we moved in an authentic place? Are we moved from a self-loving place? We can only do that when we're really dropping into our bodies. And when our bodies are safe spaces that we want to drop into. And sometimes we need to rewire things that are in our bodies, liberate tension and trauma from the body, so that this vessel can feel like a sanctuary, a home to come back to. And that first home, that first container where we can soften. And then it ripples and it ripples and it ripples in every area of our lives. And that's what feminine embodiment does for us. It helps us rewire all of our body memory and our programming, our subconscious memory. These conscious movement practices through sound and breath, presence, help us tap into this primal wisdom and primal innocence. And then it becomes more and more natural to be in the state of deep listening and softness and dropping the guard. It's so beautiful. And the reason why this is so important, this message is so important, and I wish more women knew this, is because it is really the first step for almost every issue that women have with their wombs, with their boundaries, with their relationships, with their sexuality. And this topic comes up in almost every session that I have. And no, it's not something that we just do every once in a while if we really want to feel connected. It's something that we gotta place at the center of our lives. And softness gets to feel as something safe. It gets to feel beautiful. It gets to be a gateway, a portal for more of our truth to shine through. It gets to be a portal for alignment. And in the end, we need to have a certain degree of commitment, as I said. And sometimes these issues that we have in our wombs and in our relationships and all the stress that we build up in our bodies are the very thing that's needed to push us to make that commitment to create ease in our lives, to create alignment, to listen to our boundaries and our needs. All of these things are wake-up calls and opportunities. But we don't really have to wait until we are struggling with these things. And if we are already struggling with these things, then we have no more time to waste. It's so important to place ourselves at the center of our lives and stop telling ourselves that that makes us bad. right? Women are not just here to serve and give. And also we cannot serve or give if we don't fill ourselves up first. Again, what are we being moved by? Are we giving from an empty cup? Or are we overflowing with so much nourishment that we just can't help but give? It's a completely different thing. I would love to hear how this resonates with you, how this shows up in your life. What do you do when you realize that you're tense? What can you do to slow down? What can you do to place yourself at the center of your life? What can you do to create more softness in your life and in your body? And if you want support with this, to create a safe space in your body where you can land, where you can reconnect and live from a place of feminine alignment, contact me. Let's start a conversation. I would love to support you. I would love to share tools with you. I would love to journey with you and be a part of your womb journey. I have a couple of spots open in the next few months for one-on-one containers. So if this is something that's calling to you, book a free call with me. You can find the link in my bio or send me a DM. Let me know where you're at. Let me know what you need. Let's talk. Let's connect. And this is a great time to take this opportunity because I'm going to be raising my prices soon. And it would be an absolute honor and pleasure to share this feminine wisdom with you. So you're very welcome to reach out. And I hope this message resonates with you. I hope that you create space for you. And I hope that you create space for softness and ease, because it really can be so much easier. And sometimes it just takes the courage to take that one step, to receive support, to make changes in our lives, to slow down. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to read your comments and to connect with you. And I will talk to you very soon.